What's up, gamers? It's time for me to update my YouTube banner artwork, and I'm going to show you how I built this graphic in Adobe After Effects. It's time to level up. All right, let's get started. First off, I'm going to go ahead and create a new composition, and I'm going to make this composition 2560 by 1440, and hit OK. All right, and I'm going to drop in, I've got this YouTube template for the banner artwork. I'm going to use this kind of as a guide to make sure I have all the important information in this logo safe area, which is kind of the area that you'll see on mobile devices. All right, I'm going to drop in my marksman artwork, and I'm going to hit S for scale. I'm going to scale this up so it fits about 138, right about there. That'll work. And I'm not too worried about this text being cut off right here, right now, because I know that that's going to get covered up in a minute. So with this marksman layer selected, I'm going to go Effect, and I'm going to go to Color Correction, Lumetri Color, and under the Basic Color Correction, I'm going to bring the saturation all the way down to 0. And this is still a little bit bright, so I'm just going to mess with some of these controls here. Make this a little more high contrast, a little bit darker. Cool, that works. And then I'm going to go Effect, Color Correction, and Photo Filter. And I'm going to change this filter to Custom, and I'm going to make this green, that lime green, and I'm going to bring this all the way up to 100%. All right, next up I'm going to add one of the elements I use for a lot of my posts are these little dots. I'll just drop that right on top. And next up I need to add the border. I've got this kind of paper border that I found in an earlier post by Call of Duty for Cold War. So I'm going to open this one up just to show you what I've done with it. The original post was this one about this reaching level 10, you unlock this weapon. And what I really liked was this top little section here of, like, I don't know, different kind of graphics and stuff, and it's kind of cut off like this paper texture on here, which I kind of liked. So I decided I want to use that. So what I did was, all I did was cut this out, this section out, and then change the color. So let me show you what that looks like here. So with one of these selected, you can see I just used the pen tool to kind of cut out this section. And then under Effects, I just went to Change the Color and changed it from this red to this lime green, and that's what I ended up with. And I just kind of duplicated that layer, dropped it down here on the bottom, and flipped it. All right, next up I need to add some text in here. So I'm going to go to my text tool and go Brando Gaming. And I'm going to align this to center and go text tool again. Graphics for gamers, and I need to change this text to Helvetica, and I'm going to go all caps, and you make it a little smaller. And I'm going to spread this out here a little bit. I'm going to adjust the kerning. I'm going to change it from 100 to maybe about 400. That will work. And then I'm just kind of aligning these here with the center of my composition. All right, one more thing. I'm going to select both of these text layers, and I'm going to go to Layer, Layer Style, drop shadow, just to help them stand out from that background a little bit more. So I'm going to move my YouTube layer, YouTube template layer up to the top. I'm going to hit T for opacity. Bring that down a little bit so you can still see that that text all fits within that box. So that's good. All right, so I'm going to bring this opacity back up to 100. And I'm going to deselect that layer. I'm going to go up here to the rectangle tool, and I'm going to draw a rectangle inside this mobile text and logo safe area. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going to go ahead and align it, make sure it's centered, and I'm going to go to fill and click on the fill itself and bring the opacity down to 0 and hit OK. And I'm going to bring up the stroke, maybe to about 8 or so. And then I'm going to minimize this YouTube banner. That'll work. Cool. One more thing, it's just kind of busy back here, and it's a little bit difficult to see some of this text. So I'm just going to take this background layer, which is this marksman layer, hit Command D to duplicate it. And then I am going to use the rectangle tool with this layer still selected, and I'm going to cut out this rectangle that fits within this box. Just going to zoom in a little. There we go. And now I've created a mask within this layer. And with that layer still selected, I'm going to go Effect, Blur and Sharpen, Gaussian Blur. And I'm going to bring this blurriness up maybe about 20. All right, yeah, that looks pretty good. That'll do it for today's tutorial. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.